Gareth Southgate as he emerges with his England t-shirt on. He's given so much to this nation across the years. His backroom staff, Steve Holland. Not a big smile on the face, but there he meets some of the airport staff who I'm sure would have congratulated Gareth Southgate on what has been another success, all in all, for England to have reached another Euros final. I wonder what's next for Gareth Southgate and this England squad, as the players will surely start to emerge as well. Continuation of some of the England staff who perhaps don't get the recognition that they deserve. So much goes into these tournaments. So many people. There's Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, and I think it's fair to say he's had a massive influence on this England team, the likes of the penalties. I wonder how much he's worked with Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney and Harry Kane. The Watkins finish would have been one that Jimmy would have been extremely proud of himself, I'm sure. And the celebration against his native Netherlands will be an image that lives on as well from this Euros, which has given us so many moments as England fans. And that is what we ask for at the end of the day, as the staff continue to depart. It looks like they're increasing the pace now. We will shortly see, there we go, our first England player, Anthony Gordon, who maybe didn't get the minutes that he would have wanted to and didn't have an impact on the team like I'm sure he will in the future down that left-hand side. And he is certainly one for the future. Wait to see what lies ahead for his domestic year as well at Newcastle. But he would have learnt so much, Anthony Gordon, from this experience playing with some of these players as well. A lot of issues, or a lot of talk around that left-hand side. Anthony Gordon was hotly tipped for a lot of people to have more minutes, by a lot of people to have more minutes in this tournament. Didn't quite work out, but I'm sure we will see him at the World Cup in 2 years' time. As we continue to watch Ebere Eze there with perhaps another player that didn't quite have an impact that he would have wanted to. We only saw glimpses of Eze, and I'm sure he would have wanted to have played more, and I'm sure that will be coming in the future as well. Such an impressive domestic season for Eze. I wonder where he'll be playing this season coming. But great experience for the Crystal Palace man. Dean Henderson there, of course. Very hard to shift Jordan Pickford out of the number 1 spot. But I wonder what he will have made of this England experience. Seeing the likes now of Lewis Dunk as well. Cole Palmer there with his hood up. Ivan Toney, Joe Gomez departing. Cole Palmer, for me, certainly one of the stars of this tournament. Ivan Toney's penalty as well will be one that we all remember. Cool as you like. Both of those players, cool as you like. And there's Ollie Watkins as well. What a moment it was for him, his club teammate Ezri Konsa too. And Watkins, I'm sure, would have wanted more minutes as well, but he will always have that moment. Jared Bowen and Mark Gay there, one of the stars of this tournament for England, and a future star in Kobe Mainoo, I think. Bukayo Saka got that goal against Switzerland too. Always makes his mark, doesn't he? Declan Rice there, potential future captain for England. The current captain there, Harry Kane. Wonder what he would have made of his tournament. Joint leading goal scorer, but perhaps not fully fit. Talking of not fully fit, Luke Shaw got his first start in the final.
but he had a brilliant first half. And at just 28 years old, you would think that that left back or left wing back slot is secured if he can keep himself fit. Interesting season ahead for Luke Shaw. We hope that he can keep injury free. Just trying to think if there's many players that we haven't seen now as England return as losing finalists from the Euros. Certainly most of the squad have emerged at this point. Just trying to think if there's anyone who we haven't seen. Yeah, there's Kyle Walker. Brilliant servant to this England team for so many years now. I wonder if he's got another tournament in him. We haven't seen the likes of Jude Bellingham emerge just yet. Kyle Walker given the captain's armband yesterday when Kane went off. The Man City boys of John Stones and Phil Foden. Foden brilliant against the Netherlands, and John Stones brilliant against Spain last night. He is England's leader at the back now, you would think, particularly if Kyle Walker is not there. Aaron Ramsdale with a big hug for the airport staff. That's nice to see, isn't it? Kieran Trippier, I wonder as well if that's his last tournament for England. You would certainly imagine it might be. And so we're getting to the last few players, those who are sat right at the back of the plane. We still haven't seen Jude Bellingham yet. Perhaps the star of England's future, particularly with that World Cup on the horizon. And he gave us maybe the best moment alongside Ollie Watkins from this tournament from an English perspective. That Cole Palmer equaliser was pretty special last night as well, wasn't it? But the overhead kick, immortalising himself in England's history already at the age of just 21 years old. I hope they haven't left him behind, because England are gonna need him in a couple of years' time, and for the Nations League heading forward as Jude Bellingham starts another season at Real Madrid. Talks around him being mentioned for the Ballon d'Or. He's up against his teammate Vinicius Junior for that one. Perhaps if England had won last night, he would have been a surefire bet to pick up the Ballon d'Or. If he continues his career at this ascent, it is surely likely in the future. There he is. Jude Bellingham emerges with Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. And Jude stepping back on England soil since the first time since that brilliant goal. I think he would want to have given slightly more in the tournament, but will always have that moment. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he had that winning penalty, the 5th winning penalty against Switzerland.